Open is the key word of open forum. We have 10 minutes. There is no need to tell us to be brief. Unless someone is going to be fact-based, there's no need to tell us to be fact-based at this podium. Don't tell us to be respectful unless you are willing to treat us respectfully as well. I/we can name any district employee I wish, as long as I tell the truth, which I have always done. Just because you say, Madam Chair, not to does not preclude myself or anybody else from doing so. Read Robert's Rules of Order again, or more likely, for the first time. And ask Solicitor Nardone to give you a crash course on the First Amendment and the rights it protects and guarantees, including religion, speech, press, peaceable assembly, and redress of grievances. The December 8th, 2021 meeting. Many here watched it, some were here. The chair and the entire school committee allowed this meeting to become an absolute circus. I was within my First Amendment rights, and the school committee allowed those rights to be trampled upon. Interruptions from the chair and the superintendent, a new law, and other things. Some teachers attempting to hide pictures of the book from the public and from the school committee. It's okay for the kids to see the pictures if they should choose to check the book out in the library, genderqueer, but not adults. And I thought it was a lame excuse by Mrs. Saylor about photos being imposed on teachers from her editorial or her letter in the paper. I would ask, is it like you imposing your racialized and radicalized agenda and over-sexualization on our kids? Or like your devious SEL surveys, mining for and collecting data on our kids, attempting to make the school the primary influencer of our kids over the parents, and blurring the line of safety between adults and children. Or like our education commissioner, and Mr. Garso in the story, imposing on our good teachers implicit bias training, which provides a roadmap on how to indoctrinate our kids, while demeaning and threatening our good teachers like that. I guess the teachers were crowding around me in an attempt to intimidate me or try unsuccessfully to throw me off my game when I was speaking. At no time did anybody on that dais, any of you, call point of order and rein things in at that meeting. All of you are guilty of this. You sat there and watched, advocating your responsibility as public officials. We all know what would have happened had I done the same thing that those teachers did. I would have been hauled out of here and arrested. Who is accountable to whom in this district? Trust me, we will soon find out. Loudoun County, Virginia has removed the book Genderqueer from its libraries because its superintendent called it inappropriate for school. A committee voted to retain the book, but the superintendent stepped in and removed it. Superintendent Ziegler will soon be fired for other reasons, but this was the right move. I urge Mr. Garso to stop making us jump through hoops to get this pornographic filth removed from the Westerly High School library. Be a leader. We're also looking forward to Solicitor Nardone's response regarding what is and what is not acceptable behavior at a school committee meeting. Tonight I want to talk about another book. It's another objectionable book found in the Westerly High School library that any 14-year-old freshman can walk in there and check out. And I've read it myself, read it yesterday and today. It's called Fun Home, a family tragic comic. It's another example of the hypersexualization of our young people. Allison, who is the protagonist, discusses her sexuality throughout. And is depicted performing a sexual act with her lesbian partner. Her father has a sexual relationship with his male students. He's a teacher. Buys them beer, and also has a sexual relationship with his family's male babysitter. Again, whether it's heterosexual sex, homosexual sex, or whatever, doesn't matter. The book is another example of the over-sexualization of our kids and the normalization of pedophilia in this society. The Pawtucket superintendent had the decency and courage to remove this piece of trash from Pawtucket schools. Mr. Garso needs to show the same qualities and remove this book immediately from the Westerly High School library. You have the authority to do that without making parents do all the work. This book, as well as genderqueer and others, do not belong in a taxpayer-funded school library. It is criminal. It is child abuse.